Bentley Systems International is a global leader dedicated to providing engineers, architects, geospatial professionals with comprehensive software solutions for advancing infrastructure. Founded in 1984, Bentley has more than 3,000 colleagues in over 50 countries. Today, one of their team, Client Service Manager Miroslaw Pawelec, joins us to tell us how a common environment for comprehensive project delivery lets your team work productively to share and integrate modeling and documentation workflows across disciplines for projects of any size and complexity. This conversation is not for architects only. Please, let's welcome Mr. Miroslaw Pawelec.
Madam President, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor for me being invited to Riga for your conference. And it is pleasure for me because many times I listen here MicroStation or Bentley. It means that in your country as well as in my country, Poland, the Bentley is presenting since more than 30 years for developing all GIS stuff. Going digital. Professor Hansen said a few minutes before that today, now, many generations are using GIS, smartphones, digital technology. But only one generation cannot imagine the world, the life, without this technology. This is young generation, this is millennial generation, that is most on this room conference, on this conference, people, and I hope you are engine of the future. You will go with our technology to be more digital, more friendly for people living in our world. Bentley since years is involving in the advancing infrastructure, and without infrastructure, there is no possible develop economy and develop our environment. But on the top of this, there are professionals and people who know how to use this technology to make our world better for us. Minister of Education said today that this is not about data, this is about roads, rails, building, concert houses, and in all of this project, there are spatial information, there are surveyors, geographs, maps, now made and prepared in another way with digital tools. The second word which is starting to be very popular in our world is a BIM. At the beginning was building for architect. Now is building as a creation, as construction. This BIM, building information modeling, is using as a data preparing, capturing, analyzing through all of the cycle of life of our infrastructure, our assets. And because of this, we could design, construct, and operate our infrastructure with visualization, with simulation, immersing, to make our life more easier and more achievable. You see now the photo, there's an offshore in some India coast without digital technology, without modeling, without possibility to make some data capturing and send just the same time to the engineer desktop, could be not possible operating of such infrastructure, such installation. And Bentley delivered all tools, especially for the BIM process, across all of the life of cycle of life, all the performance. What is important in our new connected edition application, all tools are geo-coordinated. so there's no problem to build BIM information with geo-coordinated models across all of the cycle of life of our infrastructure. And the second and the important part of this is a reality modeling. Reality modeling which allow us build models and connect virtual world with reality. We can capture data to prepare a reality model and join together with some model prepared as a virtual model. There's a many of way to do this 3D model. It could be laser scanning, it could be photo, and one of our product, context capture, is doing reality model from JPEGs, from just photo, even from smartphone. On the next slide, I would like to present the reality model done by drones. It was 180 images from the ground and more than 200 from the drone. And you see the accuracy and detail we can even collect from this 3D model. In some cases, there's not possibility, like in this substation, the people maybe cannot go inside to capture the data because of the high voltage, because of dangerous. But with this technology, context capture, we could prepare all this data and send for the further work with this. On the web, you could find plenty of papers, case studies on the Bentley site about this reality modeling. I would like not now read all of this, but I would like only underline that now there's a plenty of possibility to join together many of technologies. For example, the JPEGs, the reality model done from the photos, as well as for the point clouds, for example. And I will be now show the another example. This is a photo done from drones of the railways. And on the next one, you will see laser scanning on the locomotive. On the beginning, just there is a laser scanners which do the research of the railway. When you need the special details of some specific part, you can go and do some photos on the exact place. And as final, you could see the hybrid mesh done from JPEG as well as point clouds to have this data, this information, which are really necessary for you. Going digital is a goal of our technology, and it is a goal of our development. And of course, with this, you could serve as well the project delivery part, which means the time from the planning to delivery for operating the projects, and as well with asset performance, you can operate the project. But with our tools, you can join it together. It will be kind of TOTEX, not only partially separated with the separation between these both parts. Bentley product you have from the all of infrastructure about our world, about the campuses, offshores, stadiums, transportation, and of each of them you could use the reality modeling to present, to have more data, to operate better in our infrastructure. Going digital, it means as well digital construction in many of aspects. Higher definition, safer geolocation, next generation, even 5D information, not only X, Y, Z coordinates, as well as the time and cost, for example. And today, for example, there was this next one, for example, noise generated during the life of cycle of infrastructure. We all of know our car on the beginning is very quiet. After 5 years, we listen all of the engine, parts of the car. The same with infrastructure. The people who are living close to the airports or close to the railway station, they are infected by the noise. And this is also part of information of BIM we can elaborate. Our last edition of our software, Bentley Connect edition, is, as I mentioned, all with the geo-coordinates, and all could be used as a process of reality modeling. Now, second example, or next example, with the railways model, preparing how it could be prepared as a model when we start to do this via tunnel or via digital terrain model. We'll see some possibility to create some parts of the tunnel, some parts of the railways, of the viaduct, and as a result, we could see how it is in the future possible to operate this infrastructure. Of course, this is a virtual model. It's another our application used for this part. Now we see how it will looks as a model. The name of this application is Lumen RT. So we could present for the investors, for society, how it will looks like after finish of the project. So it means that even the profession are changing their scope. Until now there was separated surveying, engineering, and constructioning. And now all this has the new specialization. Construction engineering, for example. Like the person has to have a knowledge from all of three parts of knowledge. You see the same possibility with another plan presentation. And this is also how to present how our project will be visible in the future. And now we have mesh of network, and could use all the data with the smart equipment to present as a result. We can observe and control the progress of work on the live reality with laser scanning, digital terrain model, different levels. Volume calculation. When we have prepared the digital reality model, we could use another application to calculate, for example, volume of ground we have removed, and then the cost. How many trucks we need to remove all this ground. So it means that this is globalizing, but before there was all the next and before steps how to be forward with the BIM. There's using the modeling, reality modeling, there's an inspection. There was as well the special people who are an engineer and the special people who do inspection of infrastructure. And we will join it together. And for example, we will see what could happen. We will use on the smartphone, on the tablets, special mobile application. We can do some picture inspection, and from this picture, we can send to the engineer desktop, and just he will see reality model of this part of construction with mistake or with the accident, could measure it. This is another example of inspection. with the drone, with the mast. It's hard to go up to see how is present status of the construction. And now we have, after this 3D model of this infrastructure of the telecom mast. And it could be sent to the specialists, to the engineers, which take care over what's happened there, and so on. We can passportize, we can prepare all of these details. It is not so easy to create such model with this technology. So on the end, I would like to spend few minutes, because there was about reality modeling, how to use our application from the different point of view. And now I'd like to inform you how you could use our license, our program. There are two ways. The first one is traditional, just to use perpetual license. But the second way is according changing of the world. You haven't buy the license. You could rent and use and pay only for this time. You will use the license. This is term license. But with select agreement, you have all upgrades or support from us. With temporary license, you could use all Bentley portfolio, and you will pay once for only this when you use it, especially for the project-oriented company. They do once project for the railways, they use another application, and next year, for example, they will do some buildings, or they project some tram lines or the highways, and they will use another portfolio with not necessary to buy the license, not necessary to buy the tools. And if the project is less than 2 years, that is most economical, don't buy license, but use the temporary license. So going digital is our goal, especially with the young generation, as I mentioned, the millennials, the digital generation another way, and of course the connected team. And for these people, we offer select connect services as a project-wise connect services, the application, who join the teams, who exchange the information with the project. We, of course, deliver as I said, the creating professionals. This is one of the mission of the Bentley. We prepare the adaptive learning servers that to allow people learn about this application which they would like to use, and of course the personal mobility services, like we said, with the smart mobile phone you can use. There's another possibility, the project-wise and asset-wise, with the cloud service subscription. As I mentioned, there will be charged only for actual usage, unlimited servers to use, and of course mobile license. With these services as well, we help the organization, we help our customer to build success plan, how to use our license, how to create project to be more effective with this organization, with this application. This is part of our offer. And before, I would like to thank you. That is because we are on university. Bentley has a special offer for universities, for young generation. For the symbolic €1,000 per year, we open all our portfolio for students. You could create lectures for didactic purpose and for scientific purpose. You can create a laboratorium to teach your students, and the students could have the license for home use to prepare project, to create some the individuals as a final work for the diploma. So we are open to support, because in young generation this is our future. And really last, because the Christmas is coming, I would like to wish all of you happy Merry Christmas, and of course prosperous 2018 years with a lot of success in your work and private life. Thank you very much.
Wow. Wonderful to see these technologies in practice and to see some wonderful case studies. Thank you very much. Kādi mums ir jautājumi šobrīd ciemīgam no Polijas? What questions do we have? So I'll start because it is after coffee. Un jūs vēl domājat, loterijas biļets vēl ir dabūnāms. So historically, computer-aided design, CAD solutions like Autodesk, and geographic information systems like GIS have been two very distinct areas. As you look into your crystal ball and Bentley's offerings, how do you see the continued development of GIS and CAD software solutions? Do you see them nearing each other or moving toward each other?
I think we have to talk about goals, for what reason we use it. And we, as I mentioned, maybe it's a big word, but we use it to have our life better. And all of this technology has to cooperate with other, and as a goal have better infrastructure, better standard of our life. Of course, what does it mean means better? For us, it's a better to have shorter 10 minutes time for work to home. For people in Africa, the better is to have water pipes to their home. But from all of these points of view, with the IT technology, there is, of course, way to improve all of these things. And this has to be, of course, together. And this also, we talk about different providers, AutoCAD, S3, Intergraph, Bentley. But of course, even we are competitive, but the goal is to have the exchange of information, exchange of data, to have one standard. Of course, we will use it in the different way, specific, maybe easier way for different companies. But exchange of information, the standard has to be common.
Citi jautājumi? Esam jau noguruši. Nevienam. Okay, I think then we will say thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you for our webpage. There is plenty of information.
Yes. Very inspiring. Thank you very much.